Valverde and the board are fighting, and this can become a huge problem if we do not take it with the seriousness that it deserves. If you want to know what this is, watch this video. What's going on, guys? Como están? BugaLuis, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Just like always, if you love Barcelona and you hate fake news, click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss anything of the content that we upload here on this channel. And guys, if you want to know how you can give me video suggestions, if you want to speak to me about something personally, you can just say it right here on my Instagram, follow me there, and also direct messages to me because I can just speak whenever you want. I'm not that popular, I don't have too many notifications, so I'm gonna have time for you, I assure you. So today I want to talk about Valverde and I want to talk about the board. This is very worrying because one of you guys, let me just check your name because I know your Instagram is Sonso, but I don't think your name is Sonso. So let me just look for your name. Right, wait for you guys a minute. Wait for me just a minute. My phone is really slow. Okay, so your name is Adam. So Adam, you said that on we were talking about in Instagram, and you said that you feel really worried about Valverde and what he said in the press conference, and I also am. We were talking about how important, not how important the board was, we were actually talking more about what Valverde meant to say. And I think that right now there's a huge drama between those two parties, because I don't think there's enough communication between Valverde, Erica Vidal, and Josep Bartomeu. I think that Valverde didn't want the signing of Malcolm. He didn't want the signing of either Clement Lenglet or even Jerry Mina back in the day. He's really just being played, I think. I think the board is making out these signings, and that's the best part of it. Normally when you have a manager and a sporting director, you need to work together to try and sign the right players, you understand? You need to try and both work together as a same objective, because at the end of the day you're working all for Barcelona and we want to win, don't we? So this is something very important to keep in mind. It's very important to see if Valverde is cooperating with the board the same way that we all want them to. It's very worrying because at the end of the day we could see some problems in the dressing room, Valverde not picking some certain players, or even the board saying Valverde to pick some players by force, and then Valverde doesn't get to play the style that he wants to. We saw Valverde playing a 4-4-2 or even a 4-2-3-1 back again in this game against Spurs, and not a 4-3-3. Could that be another thing that must be worrying Valverde, because he's more, is he being pressured to play that way, or is he the one who wants to play that way and the board wants him to play a 4-3-3? It's all of those things that we gotta keep in mind, and right now I think there's miscommunication, and as you could tell from the press conference of Valverde that he was kind of pushing off the questions. Whenever they asked him about Malcolm, he said, yes, the board signed a very good player and we're gonna try to incorporate him to our squad the best way possible. So he's just like saying right away that the board were the ones to sign Malcolm and not him, and that's pretty worrying. It's pretty worrying because you gotta give the manager the decision of who players to sign, because at the end of the day it's gonna be his squad. He's gonna be the guy who's gonna pay for it if it goes wrong, not the board. He's gonna be the one without a job if Barcelona plays bad. And why could it happen that they play bad? Well, because of the board. So we gotta keep that in mind. I was saying I wanted to make this video not only to report this news, but also because I think it's very important for the entirety of the season. Whenever there's been disputes in any club between the manager and the board, they always end up with somebody getting kicked out, and most of the time it's obviously the manager. So between Chelsea, for instance, Mourinho and Abramovich, we saw that there were disputes. Mourinho left. We saw Antonio Conte with Abramovich. Antonio Conte, well, he's now sacked. So it's a lot of things that we gotta keep in mind, you understand? Pep Guardiola and the board from Bayern Munich as well, there were some problems there. So all of these things are taken accountable for. And at the end of the day, the manager is the one who needs to pay the price. And I think Valverde has done immensely great for Barcelona right now, and he doesn't deserve this treatment. But yet again, we cannot be saying comments like those. We need to work together, you understand? Valverde seemed very angry. He seemed very annoyed. He seemed very I don't know what's the word in English. Se le veía muy disgustado, like very with a very bad attitude. And that's because, like I said, the miscommunication. And if that continues to happen, if we continue to have a hole, a break, if we continue to have a dispute between the manager and the board, is going to be very bad for our season, and that's really worrying. So hopefully that doesn't happen, because if this continues, it can become a problem which is really little, but then just like become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and at the end of the day it's going to be something we can't control. So the board and Valverde needs to fix himself before the season starts. Sign a player Valverde wants, just give him what he wants. He wants a new center midfielder of the likes of more physical, like Rabiot, Parejo, someone like that. Listen to him. Listen to him for just one moment. Sign in Sonsi, for instance, that Valverde also wanted in Sonsi. Sign someone like that. Give him the possibility for Valverde to feel happy at the club. Because it's not only important to keep the players happy, but also the manager. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the manager is the one who takes the blame for all of it. So if we are not helping him, how is he gonna succeed as his job? So guys, I want to know what you think about this. What do you think should happen? Do you think this is a big problem? I think it's a huge problem. I really think it's a huge problem. That's why I'm talking a little bit more serious and more calm, because it's serious matter. It's really serious. If this doesn't get fixed, I'm telling you guys, this can be a problem by the end of the season or during the middle of the season, and we could see somebody being sacked. We need to be very careful how Valverde, how the board play their cards. They need to stay cool, and they need to work together. If they can manage to work around their differences and work as a team, that's how we are going to succeed. And we as well, we need to be very supportive, like I said, of the fans, of the board, of the manager, of the players. Let's be supportive. We are the 12th man, and we can help our club do whatever if we put our right mentality onto it. So guys, tell me what you think. Leave your comments down there in the comment box down below. And just like always, if you love Barcelona and you hate fake news, well, click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss anything of the content that we upload here on this channel. If you haven't checked my videos of yesterday talking about Andre Gomez and Dembele, you can check them up right here. And just like always, see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.